Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones, Black Wolf, Red Wolf 4765, and Oddcoon555. So, can someone explain to me why the Goddess Clan is kind of what's the word? Booty. Like overall, kind of just booty. Like, without the graces, the average goddess is kind of like worthless. Like not necessarily worthless, right? Because Arc is still a really good ability. The wings, you can fly and stuff like that, and you live a really, really long time. But like, on a survival standpoint, like in a world where pretty much everything from the humans to the fairies, well, not the fairies so much, the fairies will also be getting their own video, but to the giants, the demons, like, why are the Goddess Clan so, like, weak? Like, none of them, not even like weak in just a raw power sense, even though, look at No Commandment, No Grace Mael, need to be saved by pre-time skip Gilas, but another story for another time. Like, they don't have any unique magic. They don't seem to have any sort of, like, combat ability outside their basic arc abilities. They don't seem to have, like, any sort of ability to manipulate arc in very special ways. They can just fire it in beams and launch spears of it. Like, I don't know. They just aren't the best. And for a clan that's meant to rival the demon clan, like, your average demon gets a lot more than your average goddess. Like, just take a red demon versus a regular goddess. A regular goddess can control light, fly, and regenerate a bit. A regular demon can steal souls, fly, regenerate, manipulate life and death itself. It can do a whole lot more. She used purgatory fire. Like, there's so many different things that a regular demon can do compared to a regular goddess. I don't know why Nakaba made them so inherently weak. I mean, I kind of get it, because, like, if they weren't weak, why would you need stigma? And why would you not just fight the demon clan naturally? You don't need Melios Portray. But I don't know, like, even looking at the upper levels, you take a commandment away from a commandment, and, oh no, I've lost one of my abilities and a fat chunk of power. But take a grace away from a goddess, and they have nothing. Like legitimately nothing. Like, once again, need to remind you, Cursed by Light is canon, and that is where we saw Mael running away from random fodder soldiers. He just couldn't deal with it. Oh no, they're too mighty. They're almost as mighty as the Demon King. I need to run. Like, I don't know. It feels strange, and I'm not sure if this is just like me missing something. Like, maybe there's some aspect of the goddess's control that I'm missing. Fairies got nature, giants got earth, demons got darkness. I mean, goddesses still have light, but like, what good does that light really do for you? Like, in the general scheme of things, I would much rather prefer to have control over darkness, because it's just a lot more flexible. Like, I can make coats, I can make swag, I can drape myself in armor with darkness. Meanwhile, with light, I can kind of just vaporize things. Like, sure, Existence Eraser is cool and all, like, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I would kind of expect better from the supposed strongest clan, or second strongest clan in the verse. Like, for only one goddess to be half decent, and not half decent, she was, what, number 4 in the verse pre-chaos, I'd say, Prime Elizabeth was? That's one! Like, look at all the commandments, all with their own unique magics, all with their own unique quirks, all with their own unique abilities that supplement them. I can't really say the same for the goddesses. They sort of just exist in vibe. Like, I think ironically enough, it makes sense why a goddess and demon hybrid and or a goddess and demon team up would do so well, because goddesses are more healing focused and stuff like that. But like, on a combative level, they kind of get jumped. I don't know. I mean, their light's powerful. Don't get me wrong. Their light is powerful. But like, on average, looking at the entire goddess clan, we remove all lamps, and we just go average to average. Like, without Elizabeth, they would be kind of fodder. Like, unbelievably fodder. Like, to the point of actual embarrassment, the kind of fodder they would be without Elizabeth, like, picking up the edge and the slack. Because I don't know, the goddesses just aren't that strong. And it's weird, right? Because the supreme deity made the goddesses at the same time as the Demon King. Like, the two likely shared notes on their projects. That's why they both end up looking rather humanoid. Except, we're a demon who's boundless. But with that being the case, it kind of makes me wonder, like, was the Supreme be like, oh, I will not have my own beautiful creatures be subject to these filthy, nasty brutes and the filthy, nasty bite. Like I don't necessarily get it. Like, if you want to compete with your brother, you would need to create things that could compete with your brother, but she just didn't do that. She just let it slide for the most part, and I don't know why. Like, for the goddesses to have such a low power ceiling that Gila needs to step in and save the mightiest, the strongest, the girthiest, the juiciest archangel. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It goes to show you, like, if he's that weak, how weak is the rest of the darn clan? Like, I don't know. It seems very, very strange. I really wonder if goddesses were sort of just meant to be like vessels and stuff like that for power. Like, just straight up, because we don't necessarily know how the archangels were formed. Maybe they were just formed in response to the Ten Commandments. Like, we have a story for how the Ten Commandments were born. Like, the Demon King lent half his power to Chandler and Cusack when they were the original demon. The original demon was like, oh, wow, I'm going to slaughter them all. And had to get beaten by the Demon King and have his power spread up into 10 different pieces. And obviously, the Demon King has the whole, hey, you absorb all 10, you become another version of me plot. Which is fine. But it sort of leaves you wondering about the Graces. Like, why did they come into being? What happens if someone absorbs all 4 Graces? Like, hypothetically, right? I'm thinking Gawain may end up absorbing other external powers. I'm not saying Merlin plus Escanor isn't a strong combo, but in comparison to the ever-insane Hope Man, the literal just walking deity, which is Lance, and the literal goddess demon hybrid, which is Tristan, I just don't necessarily know how Gawain could keep up unless she starts absorbing the other Graces. But will that have repercussions? Will that have ladder effects on her? I don't know. I don't know, because the Goddess Clan is such a weird beast. It's such a weird beast because nothing of it is its own except for the light stuff. Everything else is pretty much gifted. And it feels off. It definitely feels off in universe. Like, I get the narrative reason behind it. Once again, we need a story to tell, and the best way to tell a story is to stall it out. But still, it's crazy to see the stalling here. Like, oh no, we must make the demons appear powerful by making the goddesses fodder. Yes. I don't know. It really just throws the second strongest clan in the verse up in the air for me. And I get it, right? You got to include their graces, you got to include their amps, or else it's unfair. But still, the idea that there's this elite group of warriors within the Goddess Clan that is so powerful, so mighty, so girthy, that they are feared across the lands. But you want to know their biggest, fattest, heftiest weaknesses? Just their lack of gains. Like, the fact that they are the strongest group in the land that is dependent on something they themselves do not properly own is an issue. Like, I wonder if someone could hypothetically knock a grace out of a god. I don't know, I've been ragging on the goddesses way too long. Please know what you guys think about the Goddess Clan in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notifications bell to out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as $1 a month. Exclusive videos, early content, and more. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Bang on the Pencil, writing off.